Hello and welcome back to my channel. Prelims 2022 is over and I hope you all did well. Today in this video we will discuss how many questions were repeated from previous year prelims and how many questions that we did discuss through our videos from previous year questions appeared in the exam. We already saw that questions were repeated from CDS also. Not one or two but at least 5 to 6 questions were taken from there and I will discuss that also. Let us see how many came from previous year prelims directly or indirectly. I always maintain this that whenever you solve previous year questions, it is important that you go through all the options and you read in detail about those topics. With reference to the writs issued by the courts in India, consider the following statements. Mandamus will not lie against a private organization unless it is entrusted with a public duty. Mandamus will not lie against a company even though it may be a government company. Any public-minded person can be a petitioner to move the court to obtain the writ of quo warranto. Which of the statements given above are correct? In 1985, question on mandamus was asked and reading in detail on mandamus would have helped you in solving this question. Answer will be 1 and 3 only. Next, consider the following statements. A bill amending the constitution requires a prior recommendation of the President of India. In the video where I discussed the questions that were asked on bills, we read that bill that requires prior recommendation of President of India is money bill. So this statement is not correct. When a constitution amendment bill is presented to the President of India, it is obligatory for the President of India to give his/her assent. A constitution amendment bill must be passed by both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha by a special majority and there is no provision for joint sitting. Statement 2 and 3 is correct. Answer will be B. In 2003, a question on Constitution Amendment Bill was asked. Which one of the following bills must be passed by each house of the Indian Parliament separately by special majority? Answer is D. In 2012, a deadlock between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha calls for a joint sitting of the Parliament during the passage of ordinary legislation, not money bill or Constitution Amendment Bill, no provision for joint sitting. So you see, 2-3 questions combined give the answer of this question. In 2013, a question on Constitution Amendment Bill was asked. Consider the following statements. An amendment to the Constitution of India can be initiated by an introduction of a bill in the Lok Sabha only. This is not true. If such an amendment seeks to make changes in the federal character of the Constitution, the amendment also requires to be ratified by the legislature of all of the states of India. Not true. Neither one nor two. I have also discussed this question in one of my videos. Next, consider the following statements. The Constitution of India classifies the ministers into 4 ranks. Cabinet Minister, Minister of State with independent charge, Minister of State and Deputy Minister. No such classification is given in the Constitution of India. Not true. The total number of ministers in the Union government, including the Prime Minister, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members in the Lok Sabha. This is true. Answer is 2 only. In 2007, a question was asked. Which of the following Constitution Amendment Acts seeks that the size of the Council of Ministers at the centre and in a state must not exceed 15% of the total number of members in the Lok Sabha and the total number of members of the Legislative Assembly of the state? Answer is 91st Amendment Act. Which of the following is our exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha? In 2021, the question was asked on exclusive power of Rajya Sabha. So you see, even if the pattern changes, as many claims that pattern has changed, the basic conceptual questions will remain same. And you must score these questions because difficult questions will be difficult for everybody. But if you mark the easy questions wrong, that will be harmful for your exam. So you must solve these questions in order to have firm grip on the basic conceptual questions. Which of the following are the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? To ratify the declaration of emergency. Few days ago I discussed the topic emergency and the questions asked on that. We saw that declaration of emergency is to be ratified by both houses of the Parliament. So this statement is not correct. To pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers, true. We also did that question. To impeach the President of India, not true. Both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha has this power. Answer will be 2 only. In 2004, a question was asked. Which one of the following statements is not correct? Rajya Sabha is not empowered to entertain a motion of no confidence. So you see, no confidence is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. Here answer is A. 2006, Rajya Sabha's power has been asked. The Rajya Sabha alone has the power to declare that it would be in a national interest for the Parliament to legislate with respect to a matter in the state list. True. Resolutions approving the proclamation of emergency are passed only by the Lok Sabha. Not true. Answer is 1 only. So this question and this question combined gives you the answer for the question asked in 2022 prelims. Next one, consider the following statements. Attorney General of India and Solicitor General of India are the only officers of the government who are allowed to participate in the meetings of the Parliament of India. In the Constitution of India, it is given about the Attorney General and not the Solicitor General, so this statement is not correct. According to the Constitution of India, the Attorney General of India submits his resignation when the government which appointed him resigns. Now, Attorney General is appointed by the President of India. So, this statement is also not correct. Answer is neither 1 nor 2. We also did the questions on Attorney General of India. A question was asked in 2013. Attorney General of India can take part in the proceedings of the Lok Sabha, can speak in the Lok Sabha, cannot vote in the Lok Sabha, be a member of the committee of the Lok Sabha. Yes. So, answer is 1, 2 and 3. In 2000 also a question on Attorney General was asked. He is appointed by the President of India. He must have the same qualifications as are required for a judge of the Supreme Court. He must be a member of either House of Parliament. He can be removed by impeachment by Parliament. No grounds for removal is given. He is removed when the Council of Ministers is dissolved. He is appointed by the President of India and same qualification as Supreme Court judge. Answer is 1 and 2. So these two questions give you answer to the question on this Attorney General. Next, with reference to anti-defection law in India, consider the following statements. Anti-defection have been asked multiple times in the UPSC Prelims. So, those who were following previous year questions, they must have understood the importance of this topic. The law specifies that a nominated legislator cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed to the House. Not true. Must join within 6 months. The law does not provide any time frame within which the presiding officer has to decide a defection. This is true. Answer is 2 only. In 1992, question on defection was asked, which of the following are the circumstances under which an elected member of parliament may be disqualified on the ground of defection? If he voluntarily gives up his membership to a political party, if he votes or abstains from voting contrary to any direction issued by his political party without prior permission of the political party, if he speaks against the political party, if he joins a political party other than the party on whose ticket he contested and got elected. Answer is 1, 2 and 4. Next, if a particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statements best reflects the consequence of it? This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. This one is the answer. A question was asked in 2015 on 5th schedule and 6th schedule. The provisions in 5th schedule and 6th schedule in the Constitution of India are made in order to protect the interests of scheduled tribes. Answer is A. So this one gives you the answer for this question. In 2008 also, question on 5th schedule was asked. Which schedule of the Constitution of India contains special provisions for the administration and control of scheduled areas in several states? Answer is 5th. Next, among the following crops, which one is the most important anthropogenic source of both methane and nitrous oxide? Options are cotton, rice, sugarcane, wheat. In 2010, question on rice cultivation was asked. In this year's prelims, 2 questions were asked on rice cultivation. Due to their extensive rice cultivation, some regions may be contributing to global warming. To what possible reasons is this attributable? The anaerobic conditions associated with rice cultivation cause the emission of methane. True. When nitrogen-based fertilizers are used, nitrous oxide is emitted from the cultivated soil. Answer is both 1 and 2. So, this question has the answer for the question asked in 2022 prelims. Next, consider the following pairs. Namcha Barwa, Nanda Devi, Nokrik. Namcha Barwa, in the river system we learned that the Brahmaputra takes turn near Namcha Barwa. So this is not true. Nanda Devi, Kumaon Himalaya is true. Nokrek is in Meghalaya. Answer is B only. If you solve this question, Nokrek, Meghalaya, and the question that was asked in 2003, Nanda Devi Peak forms a part of Kumaon Himalayas. Next question, which one of the following has been constituted under the Environment Protection Act 1986? Central Water Commission, Central Groundwater Body, National Water Development Agency. In 2019, a question on Environment Protection Act 1986 was asked. It means this was an important topic and you should have read all the important aspects of this topic. Next, with reference to Indian laws about wildlife protection, consider the following statements. Wild animals are the sole property of the government. When a wild animal is declared protected, such animal is entitled for equal protection, whether it is found in protected areas or outside. Apprehension of a protected wild animal becoming a danger to human life is sufficient ground for its capture or killing. A question on Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was asked in 2017, and in the same year, Another question was asked on Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The different schedules of Wildlife Protection Act gives different level of protection. We did discuss in one of our videos. Here answer will be 1 and 2 only. Next, consider the following: carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, ozone, sulfur dioxide. Excess of which of the above in the environment is our causes of acid rain? This was asked in CDS 2022 also, and this exact question was asked in UPSC Prelims 1988. Acid rain is caused by the pollution of nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide. Here answer is 2 and 4 only. With reference to India, consider the following statements. Monazite is a source of rare earths. Monazite contains thorium. This is true. Monazite occurs naturally in the entire Indian coastal sands in India. In India, government bodies only can process or export monazite. Since monazite contains thorium, obviously only Government of India can process or export. Statement 4 is correct. Monazite is a source of rare earth. This is also true. And it contains thorium. This is also true. But this statement that it occurs naturally in the entire Indian coastal sands, the common sense will give the answer that this is not true. Question on monazite have been asked multiple times. You see, monazite is an ore of thorium. In 1991, question on monazite sand was asked. In 2009, a question was asked. India does not have any deposits of thorium. Kerala's monazite sands contain thorium. Answer is neither 1 nor 2. So nothing is asked out of the blue. And if we look closely, UPSC does give us hints. Next question. In the northern hemisphere, the longest day of the year normally occurs in this is the easy one. First half the month of June, second half the month of June, first half of the month of July, second half of the month of July. In 2019, exact question was asked. On 21st June, the sun does not set below the horizon at the Arctic Circle, does not set below the horizon at Antarctic Circle, shines vertically overhead at noon on the equator, shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn. Answer is A. So here the answer will be second half of the month of June. Northern Hemisphere, Arctic Circle in Northern Hemisphere. In the context of WHO air quality guidelines, consider the following statement. This was a difficult question, but in 2016 a question on air quality was asked. This meant that we needed to read in detail about the air quality index and WHO air quality guidelines. Here answer is 1 and 4. Next, with reference to polyethylene terephthalate, the use of which is so widespread in our daily lives, consider the following statements. Use of plastic and its effect on the environment has been in use for a very long period of time. In 2020, a question on bisphenol A was asked. Bisphenol A, a cause of concern, is structural key component in the manufacture of which of the following kinds of plastics? In that option, we see that there is polyethylene terephthalate. As I have always maintained that you must go through the options also. And in 2022, a question on polyethylene terephthalate was asked. Question was, its fibers can be blended with wool and cotton fibers to reinforce their properties. Containers made of it can be used to store any alcoholic beverage. Bottles made of it can be recycled into other products. Articles made of it can be easily disposed of by incineration without causing greenhouse gas emissions. Answer is 1 and 3. Next, which of the following is not a bird? Golden mahseer, Indian nightjar, spoonbill, white ibis. In 2020, question was asked where blue-finned mahseer was asked. It means that this is not a bird but a mahseer is a fish. Here answer will be A. Golden mahseer. You see how easy it is to solve if you solve previous year questions. Which of the following are nitrogen fixing plants? Alfalfa, amarnath, chickpea, clover, purslane, spinach. Although answer to this question can be found using common sense, spinach is the family of flowering plants commonly known as amaranth family. So these two options are out of the question. We are remained with alfalfa, chickpea, clover and purslane. The only option which gives at least alfalfa and chickpea, because chickpea we know is a nitrogen fixing plant as well as alfalfa is a nitrogen fixing plant. 1 and 3 must be there. These 3 options are out of the question because there is 6 in that. So answer is A only. In 1994 again the question was asked, the crop that enriches the nitrogen content of soil. P. The type of crop which is able to fix nitrogen from air is known as legume. 1988 question was asked. So some common sense, some time given on previous year prelims, and you are good to go. Next, with reference to the Banks Board Bureau, which of the following statements are correct? Banks Board Bureau was asked in 2019 also. A simple question was asked in 2019, a detailed question in 2022. The BBB recommends for the selection of heads for public sector banks. True, BBB helps the public sector banks in developing strategies and capital raising plans. Answer is 2 and 3. Convertible bonds. Consider the following statements. Now for this question, although no direct question was asked, but when I discussed a question that came in 2021, the question on foreign direct investment, we had one option, foreign currency convertible bonds. I discussed in that video in detail what are convertible bonds. That is the correct way of solving the question. When you read something, you read in detail about that. Convertible bonds, consider the following statements. As there is an option to exchange the bond for equity, convertible bonds pay a lower rate of interest. True. The option to convert to equity affords the bondholder a degree of indexation to rising consumer prices. True. Both 1 and 2. In India, which one of the following is responsible for maintaining price stability by controlling inflation? We did discuss the question that was asked in 2015. The question was asked with reference to inflation in India, which of the following statement is correct? Controlling the inflation in India is the responsibility of the government of India only. The Reserve Bank of India has no role in controlling the inflation. Decreased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. Increased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. See, you see, Reserve Bank India has a role in controlling the inflation. Next, the world's second tallest statue in sitting pose of Ramanuja was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India at Hyderabad recently. Although this was a current affairs question, but this is a question from history, and a direct question was asked in 1991 on Ramanuja. Which one of the following statements correctly represents the teaching of Ramanuja? The best means of salvation was devotion. This is the answer. In 1991, question was asked, Ramanuja the Vaishnava saint. In 1980, Ramanujacharya advocated Dvaita, Advaita, Bhakti cult, Vaishnavism. Next, in the Government of India Act 1919, the functions of provincial government were divided into reserved and transferred subjects. Which of the following were treated as reserved subjects? Administration of justice, local self-government, land revenue, police. Select the correct answer using the code given below. We discussed the Government of India Act 1919 and the questions asked on that. In 2012, question was asked on India Act 1919. In 2021, question on 1919 Act. So this is an important topic and easy one also. Answer is 1, 3 and 4. But as I have said earlier also, the easiest one will confuse you in the examination hall, because situation is quite different in the examination hall. So one must have clarity on the topics, and that can only come when you solve the questions on them, specifically the questions that were asked by UPSC. You see, in 1980, the question on diarchy was asked. A few subjects were transferred to the provincial ministers and the rest retained by the Executive Council. This question demanded that you read that which of the subjects were transferred to the provincial ministries. Next, consider the following freedom fighters: Barendra Kumar Ghosh, Jogesh Chandra Chatterjee, Ras Bihari Bose. Who of the following were actively associated with the Gadar Party? Gadar Party have been asked multiple times: 2014, 1987, 1988 and so many other times. The Gadar was a revolutionary association of Indians with headquarters at San Francisco. In 1987, Gadar Party in USA was formed by Lala Hardayal. Match list 1, list 2. Again Gadar movement was asked. Answer is 3 only, Ras Bihari Bose. Next, with reference to the proposals of Cripps mission, we did this one also in one of our videos. Consider the following statements. The Constituent Assembly would have members nominated by the provincial assemblies as well as the princely states. Any province which is not prepared to accept the new constitution would have the right to sign a separate agreement with Britain regarding its future status. This statement is correct. 2 only. In 1986, question on Cripps mission was asked. Which of the following proposals were made by the Cripps mission? Participation of Indian states in the constitution making body. Forming separate state for the Muslims? No. Election of the constitution making bodies by the members of the lower house of the provincial legislature? True. Answer is 1 and 3 only. An important aspect of the Cripps mission of 1942 was that the creation of an Indian Union with dominion status very soon after the end of the Second World War. True. We discussed this question when we did questions asked on Cripps mission. Answer is B. Next, with reference to Indian history, consider the following statements. The first Mongol invasion of India happened during the reign of Jalaluddin Khalji. During the reign of Alauddin Khilji, one Mongol assault marched up to Delhi and besieged the city. Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost portions of the northwest of his kingdom to Mongols. Answer is 2 only. One question on Mongol invasion was asked. Mongols under Genghis Khan invaded India during the reign of Balban, Firoz Tughlaq, Iltutmish, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Answer is C. Iltutmish. With reference to Indian history, consider the following. The Dutch established their factories, warehouses on the east coast on lands granted to them by the Gajapati rulers. Questions on Dutch East India Company have been asked multiple times. Alfonso de Albuquerque captured Goa from the Bijapur Sultanate. True. The English East India Company established a factory at Madras on a plot of land leased from a representative of the Vijayanagar Empire. This is also true. Answer is B, 2 and 3. In 2003, question on Dutch East India Company was asked. In 2003, question on European powers was asked. So these were the questions that came almost directly from previous year. There are so many questions that contain the keywords from previous year. If you are appearing for next year prelims, or you are going to take any of the exams which are conducted by UPSC, or the exams that are conducted for state level services such as UPPSC, JPSC, BPSC, you must solve previous year questions, because it will not only help you in clearing your concept, but practicing this question will help you in understanding important areas of the topics and will help you in realizing whether or not you are reading the topics in correct way. If you are able to answer the questions after reading a certain topic, it means you are doing the right thing and you should keep doing the same. If you want to solve all previous year questions in UPSC prelims, I have made a compilation from 1979 to 2021. Link will be in the description and pinned in the comment section. You can buy from there. Keep watching. We will be discussing these questions, solving the questions and formulating tricks for difficult topics. If you are new here, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.